I want to bring in Illinois Democratic Congressman Krishnamorthi. It's good to see you again. But before we look forward, I think it's helpful to understand sort of the mindset. Take me inside the conversations leading up to Kevin McCarthy's ouster. Did your colleagues talk about who you thought might take over? Did that factor into your decision? Or was it more about, we don't want Kevin McCarthy, we'll take our chances after that?
No, I think it was more, first of all, there was tremendous unity behind our leader, Hakeem Jeffries. And I got to tell you, this is really the case. Almost all the comments in our caucus meetings were really directed at what's best for the American people. How do we make sure that this House functions for them? And I think that really talk about what would happen if Kevin McCarthy were removed didn't even happen, to my knowledge. It was more focused on how should we conduct ourselves and how should we behave during the proceedings, and what should we do that would really hold up the interests of the American people first.
Right now, the two who have officially declared, as you know, are Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan. You served with Congressman Jordan on the Oversight Committee. Would either of them make it easier to move legislation than it was with McCarthy as Speaker? Tell us what you're thinking right now.
I'm not sure, is the short answer. Jim Jordan is kind of heading this impeachment inquiry, and I sit on the Oversight Committee, which has kind of presided over some of these proceedings. And I have to tell you, anybody who was watching that impeachment inquiry or the first hearing would know that it was basically a joke, and it didn't really surface any evidence of any wrongdoing whatsoever by President Biden, not a moving violation, not a parking ticket, and certainly nothing that would amount to a high crime or misdemeanor. But it seems like Jim Jordan was really pursuing Donald Trump's agenda in pursuing this impeachment inquiry. So my concern is that if he became Speaker, he would continue to do the same. He would basically have an agenda in the House to assist President Trump's or former President Trump's presidential campaign. With regard to Mr. Scalise, I know him. He's respected primarily because of the fact that he was shot in 2017, has recovered from that largely, and then now is going through chemotherapy and has endured his sickness with some admiration. And so, but I think that the main thing right now, Chris, is who is somebody who is going to have the American people's interests first and foremost, because, as Speaker of the House, you're Speaker for all the people, not just Republicans, and certainly not just hardline factions of the Republican Party.
Well, I hope you'll come back and talk to us as we get closer, whenever that might be. Congressman Krishnamorthi.